Welcome to another Baka commentary video. Sorry about this channel basically having no content IRL. I've been pretty busy, so therefore I had to put, this channel on the back burner. So, let's quickly get on to the topic. Topic number 1. NVidia GTC. TLDR, they launched the RTX 40 series and they talked about their AI data. I kind of did this with my prediction is kind of true. Yeah. However, what I think is most interested likely with this cut, you viewers would care about is the RTX 40 series. The 4080 12GB, 4080 16GB, and the 4090. What I think is the 4080 12GB, that at best is a 4060 Ti or worse. And then you have the RTX 4080 16GB, that at best, in my opinion, a real 4070, and the 4090, well, it to me seemed very much like an RTX 4080 Ti and doesn't really have the full CUDA cores to warrant the 90 class name. I think we as a community that buys graphic card really need to just stop buying NVIDIA. I think the 40 series just outright shows how NVIDIA does just want maximum margins. They just want every generation they do some price hiking. They try to hide it with their, hey, you're getting the previous generation flagship performance for your way cheaper, but in fact they are pushing slowly the margin. This is not just been the last 2-3 generations. I believe they've been doing this since even Pascal the 10 series, where they really are just pushing the prices up and up for each of the class, and they try to hide it with the visage. You're getting more performance, and NVIDIA's like, Moore's law is dead, shit isn't gonna get cheaper. No. So if we do as a community not buy the RTX 40 series card and just let the 40 series card sit on shelf and rot and have quarters, and even the rumors of basically 30 series card being overproduced, if we as community just go buy all the used 30 series cards and basically don't ever buy the 30 series that are now oversupplied, and the RTX 40 series that NVIDIA is going to be trying to control the supply of, even though they have fucking warehouses of RTX 40 series cards. I think if NVIDIA gets 2, 3, 4 years of low profit margin, like their investors are gonna start hammering NVIDIA and be like, why the fuck is why are you not so as profitable as you promised us? NVIDIA is a public company. I think the best way for us to get our message through is trying to just do this and then convert their shareholders. They hold the keys, remember? The key shareholders, they ultimately will be what NVIDIA is listening to. If shareholders are telling them, hey, you gotta you actually gotta make products at the prices your customers willing to buy at, then NVIDIA will actually go drop prices and actually make cards that the customer actually want and not shit on us. So, for the people that's like, oh, I'm really worried about buying a second-hand card. or mining card. Go find, if the miner is like, I water blocked it and has shown pictures of water block card where they just full water blocked it, or and just put fan just like a server and just put delta fan just pushing airflow onto the heatsink. I think those graphics cards, they still have plenty of life. You should not be worried about buying some 30 series card. I in fact encourage majority of us, just viewers, please just legit, if you have your current card, stick with it, and if it somehow blows up, go buy a second-hand card and basically ignore fucking new stock from NVidia, or at worst go get some AMD card. We need to send a message to NVIDIA. We have enough of your fucking bullshit. It is time for us, consumers, to take back our fucking consumer right. Basically, yeah, 40 series, disappointment, NVIDIA. Now, on to the next topic, the AMD Ryzen 7000 series. That's finally launched and finally shows some third-party numbers, and all the review kind of say the Ryzen 7000 series is the fast gaming platform, and the R9's really beastly workstation platform that if you need the cores and the high frequency. However, in some of the reviews that the reviewers are like a little bit more, some reviews have noticed the 7000 series gets really terrible 1% low. So what am I talking about? The game would be like suddenly running at 300 plus FPS, and then for some 1 millisecond it drops to like some 100 frames a second, which is, yeah, to certain people, they're going to notice the 1% lows. For some people, they don't notice. Cool bean. 7000 series is the perfect gaming CPU for you. For the people that are, if you're really sensitive to latency, maybe go wait for the 7000 series 3D cache edition. Maybe they will fix it, as they did with the 5800X 3D. As well as AMD, your POM seems to be happening again. Day one launch, day one first week launch, basically the only motherboard that are on the market right now are X670Es, and those are, well, according to a few of the rumors and a few of the reviewers, these things are the money milkers. AMD is just having maximum, and the motherboard manufacturers just has some crazy margin on them, and they're just charging you for the day one hype, and they are just forcing you on the X670E platform. Even though X670E, majority of gamers will not need the X670E. And those X670E motherboards did not make sense unless you're buying an R9 CPU. So basically, yeah, most of the X670 board are on pre-order. Yeah, this seems to be a trend with all AMD launches, aren't they? There's always a logistical management and failure. Yeah, enough said about AMD. Next, on to the next topic. Intel has revealed the Intel 13th generation CPU. Again, early impression is, on paper, it looks good. And as well as, unlike AMD, it is compatible with the Intel 600 series motherboard. So again, day one 13th gen, you're not gonna have the same issue of not being able to buy a motherboard as you can buy a 600 series Intel motherboard and socket it in, as well as ddr4 compatible, as well as Intel hasn't really seemed to raise the MSRP too much. So yeah, Intel, the new leadership Gelsinger, is like, we learned from our mistake from the past. We are not going to make it again. We are going to just keep going. We're going to try and take back the market, and we are going to do it, well, the Intel way, which is, in my opinion, pretty good. Intel, thumbs up. And, well, Intel also has ARC A770 and A750 again, launching when the RTX 4090 is launching. I don't know, maybe really can't say much. If Intel fixes their drivers and their MSRP actually sticks, and actually I can, be able to buy them after the third-party review, sure, it could be a pretty good review. Good graphics card, getting 16 gig of VRAM and having RTX 3060 performance. Majority of the time, if you're 1080p, I think the ARC A770 is going to be a beastly card. But the problem is, you need to have a platform that supports, SAM, Smart Access, or whatever bar crap, and as well, yeah, it's going to be a pretty good GPU for 1080p gamers. Now, on to the next topic, ddr5 and ddr4. There seems to be some community debating which is better, but for my basic understanding, ddr5 has more bandwidth but has more latency. XMP, if you go price to price, XMP only, the ddr4 wins, but latency, but it loses in, bandwidth. However, ddr4 on the other hand, as I said, XMP price to price, ddr4 wins, lower latency, but they come with the trade-off of lower bandwidth, which, again, if your use case needs bandwidth over latency, ddr5 is better, but however, for a certain crowd, lower latency is better. This is where the hot debate happened, ddr5 and the ddr4. Some people who just are optimizers, or some value people who's like, I'm gonna buy some El Cheapo OEM ddr4 kit and just overclock the crap out of my ddr4 and hope that I get a good bin. Those guys and the mainstream tech YouTubers who just going to turn on XMP and they don't really overclock the RAM. Those guys are starting to clash. Whatever. I think, why can't we both just coexist? You overclockers, just do your shit. Overclock your crap. Your ddr4 RAM, lower the latency. Whatever. You do you. Let the mainstream tech side, they are trying to cater to their audience. You try to cater to your overclocking optimization audience. Voila. I think we need to learn that maybe it's time for you viewers, you need to choose which reviewer you trust and who you want to listen to. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, thank you for coming back to my channel despite my long content gap. And I will see you in the next video.